What if I told you that while the average person checks their phone 96 times per day and struggles to focus for more than 8 seconds, while monks can maintain unwavering concentration for hours? They're not superhumans. They've simply mastered techniques that modern society has lost. Today, you're going to discover the exact principles they use and how to apply them to conquer the distractions stealing your potential. Stay with me, because what you learn could completely transform how you work and live. Introduction. In monasteries across the world, monks have been perfecting the art of focus for thousands of years. These techniques weren't developed in isolation from distraction. They were created specifically to overcome the endless wanderings of the human mind, the same wanderings that plague you when you're trying to work on important projects. Monks treat focus as a skill that must be trained, just like building muscle. They use specific, systematic techniques that rewire the brain's ability to sustain attention. Modern neuroscience is now proving what monks have known for millennia. Focus is something you build through consistent practice. Let's dive into exactly how monks master focus and how you can use these same techniques starting today. Principle 1. Single-pointed attention. While modern life encourages multitasking, monks do the exact opposite. They train their mind to rest completely on one object at a time. When a monk meditates, they choose a single anchor for their attention, like the sensation of breath. The task seems simple. Keep your attention on that one thing. But within seconds, the mind wanders. Instead of getting frustrated, the monk simply notices the wandering and gently brings attention back. This happens hundreds of times during a single session. This repeated process of noticing distraction and returning to focus strengthens the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for attention control. It's like doing bicep curls for your attention span. Each time you catch your wandering mind and bring it back, you're building neural pathways that make sustained focus easier. Application. When you sit down to work, choose one task as your anchor. Set a timer for 25 minutes. Your job is to notice every time your mind wants to check your phone or switch tasks. Don't fight these urges with brute force. Simply notice them, acknowledge them, and return your attention to your chosen task. You're training the muscle of noticing and returning. Principle 2. Environmental simplification. Walk into any monastery and you'll notice there's almost nothing there. A meditation cushion, bare walls, no clutter. This is a deliberate focus strategy. We have limited attentional resources, and every object in our environment makes a tiny claim on that attention. Even if you're not consciously looking at something, your brain is processing it in the background. Studies show that people working in cluttered environments experience higher stress and worse performance on attention-demanding tasks. Monks also eliminate decision fatigue through simplification. Many wear the same robes every day and eat the same simple foods. This preserves mental energy for what matters. Every decision you make depletes the same pool of willpower you need for sustained focus. Application. Before focus-intensive work, take 5 minutes to simplify your environment. Clear your desk except for what you need. Close all browser tabs except the one you're working on. Put your phone in another room. Use website blockers. Turn off all notifications. The fewer distractions in your environment, the more mental energy you preserve for meaningful work. Principle 3. The power of routine and ritual. Monks follow extremely structured daily schedules. They wake at the same time, meditate at specific hours, and eat at designated times. This might sound restrictive, but it's actually liberating for focus. Decision-making and attention use the same mental resources. When you have to decide when to work and what to work on, you're depleting the focus reserves you need for actual work. Monks bypass this through routine. Monks also use specific rituals to signal that it's time for focused practice. Before meditation, a monk might bow 3 times or light incense. These are psychological triggers. After repeating these rituals hundreds of times, they become powerful cues that make dropping into focus much easier. Application. First, establish a consistent time for your most important focused work. Second, create a pre-work ritual that signals focus time is beginning. This could be making tea, doing 5 minutes of breathing exercises, or sitting in silence for 1 minute. The consistency matters more than the specific actions. Third, establish a shutdown ritual. When your focus session ends, don't immediately check social media. Take 1 minute to close your eyes, take 3 deep breaths, and consciously transition. Principle 4. Working with resistance, not against it. Monks don't fight distraction with force. They work with resistance, not against it. When you feel that powerful urge to check your phone, your natural instinct is to suppress it. Monks take a different approach. In Buddhist practice, when a distraction arises, the practitioner simply notices it and labels it. Thinking, planning, worrying. This simple act creates a small space between you and the distraction. You're observing it, not identified with it. When you try to suppress a thought or urge, you actually strengthen it. Psychologists call this the white bear effect. Suppression creates a rebound effect that makes distractions more powerful. By contrast, when you simply observe and label a distraction without judgment, you acknowledge its presence without giving it power. Application. During your next focus session, keep a notepad nearby. Every time you feel a strong urge to distract yourself, write down exactly what the urge is. This act of externalizing and naming the distraction often dissolves its power. Also practice urge surfing. When you feel that pull toward distraction, imagine it as a wave. Rather than giving in or suppressing it, just observe it. Watch as it rises, peaks, and naturally fades. Most urges last less than 90 seconds if you don't feed them. Principle 5. Intentional rest and recovery. Monks don't meditate for 16 hours straight. They alternate periods of intense focus with deliberate rest. Attention is not an infinite resource. It depletes with use and must be restored. Your brain has 2 primary networks: the task positive network, which activates during focused attention, and the default mode network, which activates during rest. The default mode network consolidates learning, makes creative connections, and restores resources needed for the next bout of focused attention. The problem with modern work culture is that we never truly rest. We go from focused work to scrolling social media. But these activities don't activate the true restorative default mode network. They prevent genuine recovery. Application. Structure your focused work in deliberate cycles. Try 25 minutes of work followed by 5 minutes of genuine rest. Don't check email or social media during breaks. Instead, stand up, look out a window, walk outside, or sit in silence. For longer rest periods, engage in activities that truly restore attention, like spending time in nature or light physical movement. Protect your sleep with consistent bedtime and wake times. Quality sleep isn't a luxury for focus, it's the foundation. Principle 6. Training metacognition means developing awareness of your own thinking processes. Most people are so caught up in their thoughts that they never observe how they're thinking. Monks train themselves to become witnesses to their own mental activity. During meditation, a monk doesn't just notice when they're distracted, they notice patterns in their distraction. They observe that their mind tends to wander to planning when anxious about the future. They develop a detailed map of their own mental landscape. This metacognitive awareness allows you to catch distractions earlier and understand their root causes. Instead of being surprised by distraction repeatedly, you begin to recognize warning signs. You notice the subtle restlessness that appears right before you reach for your phone. Application. Add a brief reflection period at the end of each focus session. Spend 2 minutes asking yourself, what was my focus like? When did my attention feel strongest? What patterns do I notice? Write down your observations. Conduct brief body scans before focused work. Spend 60 seconds checking in with your physical and mental state. This metacognitive check-in allows you to adjust your approach based on your actual state. Practice identifying the specific type of distraction you're experiencing. Is it from tiredness, anxiety, or boredom? Each type has a different solution. Bringing it all together, the average person is interrupted every 3 minutes. We live in an attention economy where companies employ thousands of engineers to make products more addictive. Ancient monastic techniques work because monks aren't trying to eliminate distraction from the outside world. They're building internal capacity for sustained attention that works regardless of external conditions. The key is to start small and build systematically. Don't try to implement all 6 principles at once. Choose one principle that resonates with you and commit to practicing it for 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, add a second principle, then a third. Building focus is like building physical strength. You start light, practice consistently, and progressively increase the challenge. Remember that monks have been practicing these techniques for years. You're not going to master deep focus in a week, but even small improvements in your ability to sustain attention compound dramatically over time. If you increase your capacity for uninterrupted focus by just 20% and apply that improved focus to meaningful work every day, the cumulative impact over a year is massive. You have the same brain architecture monks do. You have the same potential. What they have is systematic practice of proven techniques. But now you know those techniques. The only question is whether you'll practice them. Call to action. Here's what I want you to do right now. Don't just watch this video, feel inspired, and then go back to your scattered habits. Make a concrete commitment. Choose one principle from today's video that you'll implement starting tomorrow. Just one. Before you go, I want to ask you, which of the 6 principles resonates most with you? Drop a comment below and let me know which principle you're going to start practicing today. If this video gave you practical value, hit that like button. It tells YouTube to share this with more people struggling with focus and distraction. If you want more content on building mental skills that matter, content based on ancient wisdom and modern science, subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications.